Hi there guys, and welcome to this video. So today I wanted to talk about how to build massive arms. So this is something that we see quite often, people who train their arms like they actually care about it, but in the end don't really care about it because they only do 15-minute sessions after their back session, for example. So they will go on the cables and do 15 minutes of pumping bicep stuff, and after they're wondering why their biceps or their arms in general, if they do this as well with triceps, is not growing. So maybe you're in this case where you do your back session, back and biceps, classic back and biceps, and you will actually do back for the hour and a half or the hour that your session is, and at the end you will go on to doing biceps, but you will give it just 15 or 20 minutes thinking that this will be enough. But no, in reality this is not enough. And usually from what I've seen, people who do this usually actually just go onto cables to do their biceps and just basically pump it up. There is no real progression scheme or anything like this, and progressive overload is not basically attained over time. So what you want to do instead to grow your biceps, or your triceps, and then your arms in general, is actually to give them a real day. A day for biceps and triceps together, or a day for biceps alone, or a day for triceps alone. Well, usually you will want to maybe mix, for example, chest and triceps, but don't just give 10 or 15 minutes for your triceps on the extensions. You have to actually give it at least, well, if you're a beginner, 20 to 30 minutes where you do the basic exercises will be okay. But if you're intermediate and almost advanced and your arms are still lacking, then the issue is that you don't give them a proper day, and this usually will be 45 minutes for your biceps at least, where you give it enough sets and basic good exercises for them to grow. So for example, you could give a real arm day for your biceps and triceps together, and you should give them as many exercises that you would give it for chest. For example, give them the basic real exercises, enough sets on them, and then you can do a bit more higher reps towards the end of the workout, get more volume in, but basically you still have to treat these muscles like you treat chest, for example, where you're trying to gain strength, and sometimes you have a strength cycle within your training on your chest, on your back when you do deadlifts, etc. So of course biceps and triceps are small muscles, so you want to be careful basically with these muscles, and you have to implement some sort of strength where you also go for a pretty low rep schemes. Like I said, like on other movements, you have to treat them the same way, but you want to make sure that you're well warmed up, and you don't have to go for 3 reps maybe like you would do on bench. Maybe here on your biceps you can do some preacher curl where you go 8 to 10 reps, 6 to 8 reps, and then for example you could go into some incline curls where you give 8 to 10 reps, and then you can go on to pull-ups, same type of rep scheme. And if you want to at the end do a bit more volume, you can also go for higher reps, but basically treat your arms, biceps, triceps like any other muscles. Don't forget about your brachialis as well, the muscle that is right underneath the bicep, where if you make it grow, this will actually help your biceps go up, as this is just underneath. Then if it grows, it pushes your biceps up. So the brachialis is quite hard to work on because this is a small muscle, so it's not easy to feel, but I will talk about it in another video. I already talked about it in an edited video where I really show you where this muscle is and how you can work on it to make it grow. So this is a very small muscle, how to recruit, so you might want to learn how to feel it, go with lighter weights, do higher reps to learn on how to feel it, and after do a bit heavier sets once you know how to really recruit it and how to work on it. So this is my advice for arms. Give it a real day. Don't be scared that this will be too much. Obviously if you're a beginner, work as much as a beginner should train, so start slowly and see if you're comfortable to go with a bit more training, but if not, stick to a slow type of training and don't rush too much. For example, if you're doing biceps and triceps together as a beginner, 45 minutes to an hour might be totally enough, but if you're intermediate, etc., biceps and triceps together, you might want to give it an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half. And if you're an advanced, you could actually spend 2 hours easy, doing biceps and triceps to have them continuing growing. So this is really according to your level, but better always start slowly and improve over time, and as soon as you can go a bit more, rather than the opposite where you burn yourself out and you're injuring yourself and you can't go back. So that's my advice. Then for the exercises, I think for the biceps, the best exercises are incline curls. You also have pull-ups with a supinated grip, which are awesome for biceps. The preacher curl is good as well, I think, and you will recruit your brachialis with this movement a little bit better. Then I think these are really the best exercises that you should focus on. Try to avoid the cable exercises where you just pump it up, and if you're gonna use the cables, fair enough, do it with exercises which are stretching enough. And then really have this mindset of progression. Don't just go pump it up and not knowing what you do. Write down the reps that you do. Write down what you're doing every time you go on the cables, and know how to beat this the next time. This is what you should do. Then for the triceps, I think skull crushes are great. Skull crushers, and because this stretches a lot, so you could do it on an incline bench, for example. This is what I used to do, because you can really go behind, so like incline bench just like this one, and then you can really go stretch the triceps behind, and so this is a great exercise. And then you can also do some extensions on the cables, as long as, again, you don't just go there to pump it up. You also write down what you do, and you try to improve over time, try to beat what you did last time, basically. So that was it for today, guys. I think this is the most important thing to remember. Give normal days to your biceps and triceps, to your arms, if you want them to grow. Treat them like any other muscle. The only little difference is that, yes, they're small muscles, and that if you're gonna go heavy with them, which I encourage you to do, just make sure that you really warmed up before. Better warm up enough and be a tiny bit tired for your working sets than not warming up at all and injure yourself. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I will see you next time.